Hey y'all, it's Megan. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. In today's video, y'all just kind of come hang out with me. It's one of those days. It's a beautiful day here on the farm. It was about 80 degrees today. Oh my gosh, it was just so beautiful. We're soaking it in while we can. The gardens are loving it. The few fall crops that we have. Making some pickled eggs and some sourdough sandwich bread today. Now before you ask, I am no expert at sourdough. I'm still learning myself. So I can answer questions maybe, but I like to follow a venison for dinner. I use a lot of her recipes in my learning journey. I have a hard time keeping those starters alive and remembering to feed them for long amounts of time. But anyways, guys, here you see me. I'm washing up my eggs. I usually save the really dirty eggs for me and Andy. I don't like to give those to customers. And I really hate to wash eggs, not going to lie. But don't want any poop and straw floating in my water. So, yeah, I'm going to give them a little scrub. Now I've got to get this bread in the oven. This has been rising since last night. Rose about 12 or 13 hours, something like that. I really need to invest in me one of those razor blades. Ain't done that yet. This time of year I always take a more interest in baking sourdough because I got a little more time. Or a little more time inside, I guess I should say. Well, it came out pretty. We're soaking in all this sunshine that we can today. Doing school outside, enjoying ourselves. I see this thing on Facebook. It floats around every once in a while, and it says it's amazing how the wild can calm the child. And it's so true. They love being outside. And Maggie also loves to peel eggs, so I have my very own little helper here helping me peel these eggs. Now, she won't eat the pickled eggs, but she'll sure peel them all day long. Had a little bit of trouble with these. Sometimes with fresh eggs, y'all know. Sometimes they peel real good, and sometimes not so much. I do the steam method. That usually does pretty good, but some of these were super fresh, and so they're kind of ugly, but it's fine. Now, I make pickled eggs all kinds of ways. The recipe that I'm using today is actually the recipe out of my cookbook. It's my main base brine that I use for pickled eggs. Except for in today's eggs, I'm going to be adding some beet juice, which you'll see here in just a little bit. If you want to check out my cookbook, you can find that on Amazon. I'll be sure to link it in the description. Now, I was feeling a little lazy today, so instead of cutting up the garlic and onions, I just did onion powder and garlic powder. They both taste delicious, and there's a little pickling spice. I like to throw a little of that in there. There goes the beet juice. I used to do a lot of pickled beets and canned beets, but it's a lot of work, and I'm the only one that eats them, so sometimes I just bite the bullet and I buy it. Now you'll notice you can see the eggs through the jar. That's pretty normal when you're making pickled eggs, especially with this color brine. What I'll do is I'll put the lid on now and I'll give it a good little shake to make sure that brine's kind of in between those eggs and everywhere it needs to be. In the fridge they go. I don't can my pickled eggs. I do small batches at a time and keep them in my fridge. I've read conflicting things on canning pickled eggs, but your kitchen, your rules. You know, if you feel comfortable canning the eggs, that's totally fine. Now you'll see there I'm moving to the front. Those are the pickled eggs we're eating on right now. Those are my cowboy candy pickled eggs. Our little calves are coming right along. They're eating feed great. Starting to eat a little hay. Gotta get these hogs fed. Boy, they're growing. They won't be around too much longer. It's about their time. It's coming up on our old-fashioned hog killing, which we do for pretty much the whole month of December. It's us and in-laws and outlaws and neighbors. We all work together with all of our pigs. But we've got some nice ones this year, that's for sure. They've really, really done well. Now, feeding time, as long as Andy gets home from work on time, it's usually, this is kind of our little time that we spend together, but y'all see I got put in the back seat. You see who took my place right there. We ride around and feed together and just enjoying the sun. Giving the chickens their scraps mixed with some sunflower seeds. Their laying really is starting to slow down with the shorter days, but I'm not one. I don't put a heat lamp on them. I feel like if God wants them to take a break, then I let them take a break. So out of 40 chickens, I'm getting about 8 or 10 eggs a day right now. It's time to get supper going. Y'all, I feel like last time I did a day in the life, I was cooking breakfast for supper. I promise we eat this. We eat other things besides breakfast for supper, but on this night, it just happens to be breakfast for supper. I froze these sausage patties in actual patties, so I didn't have to patty them out when I thaw them out, and it is the best thing since sliced bread. I'm so glad I did it that way. It's very convenient. So we're having sausage, bacon, and eggs. I'm going to put this sausage on some leftover homemade biscuits that I made last night. I love to put good hot sausage on biscuits, and the biscuits kind of soak up that grease a little bit. It's so good. But anyways, guys, this is our supper for tonight, and this about wraps up this video. I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed it. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I love to hear from y'all, and be sure to check out more videos. I know you're going to love them. And anyways, guys, till next time, y'all have a good one.